didn't remind me this time. I'm going to have to put that on my first notes. Miss Bowman and I were just talking about that. I forgot to turn the record on. So we're halfway through and I'm just now turning on the record. Sorry, guys. It won't all be there, but I will repost these slides again, but my verbal won't be there. But we are just now getting into the tougher parts. The 2p subshell has a maximum of 6 electrons, since 2 times 2l plus 1 is 2 times 2 plus 3. I did that wrong. That's 2 times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 plus 1. My equation is 2l times 1. This is 2 times 1 plus 1. So it's 2 times 2 plus 1. Sorry, let me say it again slowly. 2 times 2 times 1 plus 1. That's 2 times 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So ultimately that's 2 times 3. This is a typo right here, which is equal to 6. So 2 times 3 would give us 6, which is what we saw above in our example. Thus, the maximum number of electrons in the shell is 2 times n squared. So that's a shortcut way to get there, or the longer way to get there, get the S and then get the P. Or we could just say 2 times the number squared. I'm on the second shell level. So 2 times 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, which is the example that they have down here. For 1, that's 2 times 1 squared, which is 2. And for shell 2, or the second shell, that's 2 times 2 squared, which is 8. So 2 sets of equations to there. I can find each subshell and add the numbers together, 2 plus 6. Or I can do this substitution of 2 n, which is my shell level, squared. Gets the same results. So how many subshells are there when n equals 3? Identify each subshell, calculate the maximum number of electrons that will fit into each, and verify that the total is 2n squared. So we've seen that 2 can be in the S state, that's upspin, downspin, and 6 in the P state. So these are my subshells, L equals 0, 1, 2, and this is 3S, 3P, and 3D is what we call them. So 3S, the first subshell, has an L of 0. S is 2 times L plus 1. That's 2 times 2 times 0 plus 1. So that's 2 times 1, which is 2. So the S subshell of the third shell has 2 in it. 3P has 2 times 3P is the L of 1. So L equals 1. 2 times 2 times 1 plus 1 more. That's 2 times 3. There's the math that we should have seen on the previous slide. So that's 2 times 3, which is 6 in the P subshell. Now we have three levels up, so we have 3 subshells. So we have the third subshell, L is 2. That's the D. So shell 3 for the D subshell, that's 2 times 2, because L is 2, plus 1. So 2 times 4 plus 1, that's 2 times 5, which is 10. I add these together. 2 and 6 is 8, and 10 is 18. I didn't do this math right here, but that would be 2 times 3. I don't think I can do that with this. I'll try. 2 times N is 3 squared. I'm on a different machine, so I don't have my pen. So that's 2 times 3 squared. Oops, that's ugly. And I can't just erase one piece because it'll erase everything. That's 9 is 3 squared, and 2 times 9 is 18. It's harder by using the mouse pad. So that's 18. So it does this method of getting it. Sorry, let me get my pointer. This method of dealing with it does give me the same results, 18, as 2 times n squared. Questions? You can always raise your hand. Okay, we've only got about one more slide to go. Oh, and there's not much to it. The shell, here's a nice table of the shells filling. So these are all of these are elements: hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, et cetera, down to C. And the number of electrons, the shell levels. There's shell 1. Here's the second shell. Here's my third shell, and the numbers that are in there. And then here's the beginning of the fourth shell. And then a picture of a periodic table, which most of you have one of those, so no big deal on that. Table might come in handy for us. And then that takes us to the end. We're talking about shells, right? So SOLO and ML by the end. Sorry, corny. What can I say? Keep an eye on your homework. I can't write it here real nicely. Keep an eye on your homework. Study this chapter, especially go through and kind of make a list of all of your variables and possibilities on there. We will do a review on Monday. I had to go up to the university and get my stuff since we're hanging out a little bit longer so that we can be ready for the chapter 4 or the exam 4, which is coming up Wednesday. And I will have some notes for us to go over on Monday, and I'll have some sort of a review for us to go over as well. Are there any questions before we let you guys go?
So is the test going to be online?
We are going to do, I'm still deciding, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a take-home exam. And then what I'm going to ask for you to do on Monday, once I get this all lined out, I will, there's a little piece of software that you can download called Tiny Scanner. And I'm going to ask for you to take a scanner picture of your test and upload it to me. And then that's going to be how I'm going to grade it. So I'm going to kind of trust you that you're working independently. And Hannah asks, will there be a bonus? Yes, I'll work on a bonus for us as well. And it'll be the same format as what we've had before. So we'll talk more about that on Monday as far as specifics and whether I find a better way than just a take-home exam. But I kind of like the take-home exam option on it.
Me too.
Because, well, we do have to write things down, and you can't just do a multiple choice lockdown browser. That would not be fair to you guys. So I'm trying to make this so that we have something that you're familiar with. I'm not trying to not penalize you because we're working from home is my goal here. So I'm trying to make this as normal and usual as we possibly can. Yeah, it opens us up for cheating some, but I trust you guys implicitly. So we'll deal with it like that, and anything else that comes out of it that's is just the way that it's going to have to be. But I'm hoping that it's appropriate for you and easy for you. You'll have a little bit more time to be able to work on it, which is nice. And we'll discuss all of this on Monday. I'll have notes written up that you can go back through. Great question, Jacob.
Cool. And then also, will we get practice problems on Monday with our notes?
Yeah, I'll see what I've got for practice problems. It'll probably be some stuff out of the book if I were guessing.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? Have I told you guys that you're my most awesome, most favorite Physics 2 class? I don't hear anything from you. You are, okay? I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you're doing in these challenging times. And I want you guys to stay safe. If you have to go out into areas, make sure you're wearing a mask is kind of nice. Again, you guys will probably be okay, but you don't want to pass it on to someone else who passes it on to someone else who passes it on to an elderly person that it's not okay with. So take care of yourself so you can take care of others. That's your contribution to all of this, is that you can take care of others by taking good care of yourselves. Mask, hand sanitizer, wash regularly, regularly, regularly. Thank you very much for coming, and I will see you on Monday. If you have any questions, you're welcome to email me. I've also done some virtual office hours. If some of you need that, we can definitely make arrangements on that for Monday if you need to. It's not a problem. I will see you Monday. Bye, guys.